Hi there guys, this is chrisjsconey speaking, and today I would like to walk you through the simplest way that Bitcoin could take over global remittances. So let's start with the UK because that's where I live. And let's say, for example, I want to send some money to someone in India. Now historically, how I would accomplish this would be using a service like Western Union. What I would do is I would send some of my Great British Pounds to Western Union, and they would then deliver some Indian rupees to the person in India, given that that's my local currency and that that's their local currency. So what Western Union would do is they would use, or they would likely use, some of the rupees that they had in reserve, and then they would then rebalance their currency holdings in the various currencies by going to the regular Forex markets. And Western Union would typically take a certain amount of the money that I wanted to send as a fee. And that fee would vary depending on whether the person in India wanted to receive it in cash or into their bank. Now, while conducting research for this very video, I went onto Western Union's website to get an exact fee quote, just to find out exactly what this would cost right now. So I asked them to send 500 Great British Pounds, and I wanted to send that to them via a bank transfer, and I wanted the person in India to collect the money in cash from a Western Union agent. So given that circumstance, the fee they quoted me was just £3.90, which is 0.78% of the amount that I was sending. And that fee then varies depending on where you're sending to. For example, when I changed the destination to the South Sudan, the fee went up to £19.90 to send the £500. That's more like a 3.98% fee based on the amount that I'm sending. So £19.90 represents about 4% of the £500 that I wanted to send. So this is basically the global remittance market, which is one of the most obvious use cases for a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. So that's the example we're going to walk through next. So instead of Western Union, or instead of me using Western Union, I could opt instead to take my British pounds and convert it into Bitcoin. So this is one of the points in the process that's actually very different to the Western Union model. I actually have many options on how I convert my British pounds into Bitcoin, right? I could use any number of cryptocurrency exchanges in the UK. A couple of examples would be CoinFloor and Coinbase. There's actually dozens of others. I could also opt to buy the Bitcoin from someone on, say, localbitcoins.com. Or I could even give a friend of mine £500 in cash and then have them sell me the Bitcoin. So even at this stage of the process, Bitcoin is so much more flexible. But let's say for the sake of this example, I used one of the exchanges in the UK and I buy £500 worth of Bitcoin at the current price, and then it's sat there, say, in my Coinbase account. Now let's say my friend in India also has an account with an exchange, but they would use a local exchange in India, such as Unicoin, which allows them to trade or exchange Bitcoin for the local currency, which is Indian rupees. I can now send the Bitcoin in my Coinbase account, and I could send it directly to their Unicoin account, and it would be there pretty much instantaneously for the cost of a Bitcoin transaction, whatever the fee happens to be at the time. So once they have the Bitcoin in their Unicoin account, they can then trade it for rupees, and the remittance is pretty much complete. So that's the middle bit there, sending the transaction for whatever the fee happens to be. Now, because Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer network, in the example I just gave, I used two exchanges as the peers for that point-to-point transfer. But I could just have easily have bought that £500 worth of Bitcoin from someone in the UK and then had them give me the Bitcoin by sending it to my phone. I could then get on a Skype call with my friend in India. They could hold up their phone showing their Bitcoin receiving address, and then I could just send the Bitcoin directly from my phone to their phone. So that would be person to person rather than from exchange to exchange. I mean, the Bitcoin network doesn't care because it's just one Bitcoin address to another. It doesn't differentiate whether that belongs to an exchange or a person or even a robot. It doesn't really care. It's just as long as that's a valid Bitcoin transaction, it's on. So then if I send it to my friend in India, say I sent it to their phone, well, say they wanted it in cash, they could just go to, say, a local Bitcoin ATM and use the Bitcoin ATM to convert the Bitcoin that I sent to their phone into Indian rupees. They could do it that way. They could also do the reverse of what I did. They could take the Bitcoin from their phone and they could sell that Bitcoin to one of their friends in India for rupees in cash, right? Just reversing the exact process that I did in the UK. And really, this is the message that I want you to take away with today. It's not necessarily the fact that it's cheaper to send international payments via Bitcoin, or not even that it's faster to do it this way. What I think is the best feature is the flexibility. Right? There are so many ways to accomplish this transfer of value with Bitcoin because, well, not of its decentralized nature as a technology, but the decentralized nature of the community. Right? I've just illustrated an example there, and I quite enjoyed doing it. It's a simple example using Bitcoin to do with international remittances, but please help me demonstrate just how flexible Bitcoin makes this by posting any alternative methods that you can think of down in the comments below. You can suggest apps, you can suggest exchanges, services that you know about, or even outline a completely different process that you came up with yourself, as long as it accomplishes international remittances using the Bitcoin network. Whatever you post, I'm sure it will be very valuable to the community. But that's all I've got for you today. So if you thought this video was absolutely terrible, well, you can hit that button. But if you liked it, hit the like button, get subscribed, and you could even grab yourself a discount coupon for any one of my online courses down in the video description. You can take my online cryptocurrency trading course, you can learn how cryptocurrencies work under the hood, or you can learn how to make and save money with Bitcoin by taking the secrets of the Bitcoin triangle. Also down there is a link to my Twitter profile and also my Steam account, two places you should absolutely totally follow me on. And if you've got a bit more time to watch another video, check out this one, which I uploaded recently, where George Levy from the Blockchain Institute of Technology sat down with me for 5 minutes to do a little interview. Other than that, I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.